Hi, and welcome back to this second video in the Community Renewable Energy Grant Program's video series about key application sections and questions for the planning application. This is an area, just want to remind everyone, this video series, we're not going through every single question in the application. We're just going through some of those key questions that relate to the competitive review scoring criteria that you'll see in the particular opportunity announcement for your respective planning project. And in this presentation, we're going to go through the first four sections of the application, which talks about the applicant, the partners, and consultants or contractors. And then we're going to do a quick brief run through of a key question that you'll find in section 5 of the stakeholder consultation. Just as a reminder, my name is Jason. I'm with the CREP program, and I'll be joined with my colleague in the program, Clay Decker. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Just a quick reminder, we are talking about the planning opportunity announcements and applications. So if you're a construction applicant, you want to go find the video series for the construction key questions as well. I also want to take a moment to just remind everyone, the CREP program is a competitively reviewed program. That means each application is going to be reviewed by an external evaluation committee and select Department of Energy staff, and that the applications are reviewed against all submissions within each of the planning opportunity announcements. And applicants are highly encouraged to closely review, as I mentioned before, the competitive review criteria published in your respective opportunity announcement. And I believe Clay has a bit to share and add here.
Well, so we are presenting these videos with the hope that everybody who's watching them has already thoroughly gone through their opportunity announcements and really has their project and their application in mind. If you haven't done that yet, please do so immediately following the videos. Because of the way the online application is laid out, the better you prepare offline by completely understanding the opportunity announcement, even going through the Oregon advised and the Oregon administrative rules that govern this program, and our online application user guides. We have one user guide specifically for planning and one specifically for construction. It lays out the entire online application as well, too, in a nice, easy to follow PDF format, so that you can prepare everything before you go online and start filling out the application.
Excellent. Thank you, Clay. I think that's very important. And this also is a good time to just remind folks, we'll probably restate this in these videos, that it is that important, but it's also a good time really quick to mention, if you haven't seen the very first video for the CREP program overview, we highly recommend watching these in that series, starting with that one. It'll give you a lot more background detail of why and how the application is laid out and the sections are laid out and the questions that are being asked. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the very first section of the application. This is an area where we're going to be defining just kind of the core eligibility requirements. But what I really want to have you pay close attention to is that red arrow and the red text. We have updated the application in round 2, and there are requirements in round 2 that applicants enter their application responses in the fields provided, as well as, if you have supporting material, documents or materials, that those be uploaded and you be specific with the file name as it relates back to the question. So please pay special attention to this. This new requirement can impact your eligibility, your application's eligibility, and whether it will be reviewed by the evaluators. Clay, do you have anything for this section?
Nope, you've covered that very well. Thanks, Jason.
Okay. We're going to jump right in on section 2 is the applicant information. This is the area where you're going to be entering in the applicant data for the organization, type of public body, type of organization is the applicant. And then one of the special call outs that we want to say is the authorized representative. This is going to be the individual who is going to have the signatory authority if your project is awarded and moves into a performance agreement. So please take care and take that into mind. And then you'll see another section that's a form section, pretty self-explanatory for application contact. This can be someone who's can be a day-to-day contact for us, for Clay and I, for others in the program that has more of a broader knowledge of the program, or I'm sorry, of the proposed project in general. And Clay, would you like to add anything here?
Nope, that's you got all those covered.
Okay, I do want to make one quick note. That application contact could be from a partner if your project has a partner. And so there's no requirements to that, just someone with that day-to-day knowledge that we'd be able to contact. And then speaking of project partners, if your project does have a partner attached to it, this would be where we want to get all of that information. For the CREP program, a project partner is going to be someone that is going to have more of a direct benefit or relationship with that project in general. And this would be where you would add those organizations and the roles of those organizations and even some of the contact details for them. Clay, is there anything you want to add on project partners?
So just the note at the bottom of that one, that the next section we get to is where you would enter in consultants and contractors. So don't confuse that, and we'll talk more about that on the next slide.
You bet. And with that, we'll just go ahead and jump right in here. On your project, a planning project, if you already know who your consultant is going to be, in this case, probably a system designer or a company that's going to help you with that. If you know that at this point, check that box and enter their information into this area. If there's multiple consultants involved, this would be where you enter all that information in. This is a competitively reviewed program. All that information is going to play into the scoring. And one additional note here is that in some cases, your consultant or even a contractor potentially could also be a partner to this project. If that's the case, you will enter their information in both places, both as a partner and as your consultant or contractor. Clay, would you like to add anything there?
No.
Okay. And we're now just going to jump into, again, we move more into the key application questions as it relates to the scoring criteria and your opportunity announcement. And this section 5 is under the stakeholder consultations. And we just want to really highlight one breakout question that's not all of the questions, but this one piece where it is, please describe the consultation with regional stakeholders and community groups and any additional community engagement process as part of developing the planning grant application. I just want to make a note on this. In this case, we are looking for kind of broader stakeholders within your region or locality of those groups, organizations, entities that would be directly involved in your consultation for the specific project, the renewable energy planning project, the system planning project. Later on, you're going to find a similar question in a different section that is going to, on the surface, appear to be kind of the same question, but that is going to relate more to your engagement with stakeholders and potential project leaders from organizations in qualifying environmental justice communities. And we will definitely talk about that in more detail at that time, as well as do our best to allude back to this question at that time as well. Just wanted to point that out. They can appear the same, but they are different. Clay, do you have anything that you'd like to add in this one?
Just that this does point to our scoring criteria. And so again, if you're paying attention to the scoring criteria, the review criteria related to the question you're answering, and look at the points that are available, and then you'll understand a little bit more the importance of each question and answering it for that specific section. In this case, like Jason said, stakeholder consultation versus the community benefit section that will come later in section 8.
Thank you, Clay. And the last piece I would add on to this is we are looking for that description of those efforts if they've been conducted in the application entry field. And then at the same time, for if you want to upload specific notes or documentation from actual community meetings, minutes, surveys, email newsletters, anything. We don't have requirements here, but what you come up with, of course, to further enhance your application, you would want to upload those as supporting materials.
One
to the
clarifying
application.
point on that, Jason, I'd like to interrupt, please, is the community groups and the outreach, always tie it back to your project planning and your project initiation. If your organization has general outreach about maybe a climate action plan or something like that, that's great. Feel free to mention that. We get applications that have minutes of those climate action meetings, but it will be a lesser score if it doesn't relate to and mention the project that you're applying this grant to.
Right, and that's a great point, and we want to reiterate what we had talked about in a prior video that when we mean project, we're talking about the renewable energy system or that system with a resilience component that you are proposing for this planning project, not a larger project, which we mentioned in the prior video. So with that, just want to thank everyone for joining us. In the next video, we're going to start to get into the project description for your planning projects. So please join us. If you haven't watched the prior videos, we definitely suggest watching these in sequence. They'll help you with the video. And once again, my name is Jason with the CREP program, and been joined here with Clay. If you have any questions or comments, please use the information on screen. You can always contact us at the email address at community.grants@energy.oregon.gov. And with that, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.
Thanks.